Hey Jacksons, you're welcome back to my channel. It is your one and only Lady Jackson. So of course, the last arena games for the week happened today, this evening. And well, I'm just going to describe the games because like I told you, I'm not adding any picture or any video. If I add a picture, maybe one or two. But of course, so they had an arena. I think it was organized by Flutterwave. And now the arrangement is from one throne seat to another. You do some games to get you to that point. So the first thing is to, when you hear the buzzer, you rush to a table where there's an icing sugar and a cone. You coat the cone with the icing and then sprinkle those sweetened something that they used to put in ice cream. Yes, let it cover. When one of the ninjas give you a thumbs up, it means you are done coating the cone. Then you have to run from there onto some cycles that have rings in them. When you're done passing through them, and then you run to a table. On these tables, you would see a number of colored paper animals. There's a pink, blue, silver, and gold. You need to take them from the tray and tag them to their corresponding colors that has like a board on the same table. So of course, anybody that finishes that quickly and runs to the next throne seat, like I said, will be the winner. So let me reiterate. You sit on a throne seat and then you hear the buzzer, you run, take the icing sugar, coat the cone, and then you sprinkle it with the golden, sweeteners. When you're done, you need to race to a puzzle that has a unicorn. You arrange the board accurately from its feet to its head. When you're done with that, you run through the rings with the springs. Don't pull off any of the springs. When you're done with that, you move to a table with colored animals from in a tray, move them to the corresponding boards. If you're done the fastest, you run to the second throne seat. The fastest person to hit the time before 4 minutes or at 4 minutes wins the game. And the games began as Big Brother began to call the names. First was Yvonne. Yvonne started it and, she was moving at a very good pace. She covered the cones with the icing sugar, then went to the sprinklers, and then when she was done, she rushed to the puzzle, did the puzzle, then went through the rings, and then when she was done with that, she moved to the tables and started arranging the colored animals according to their boards. When she was done with that, she rushed to the next seat, and of course her time was around 4 minutes or 3 minutes and something seconds. Second was Black Boy. Black Boy was quite fast as his time was around 3 minutes and I think 30 or 36 seconds. Of course, he went through the same process. Sitting on the first chair, getting the buzzer, moving to the cones, using the icing sugar. When he went to the sprinklers, the sprinkly sweeteners or whatever they call it. He went to the puzzle and moved through it, went through the rings, did fast, went to the table and put the stuffed animals accordingly. Then he was done and he ran to the seat. At that moment, I think his time was the highest. Tati was next. Tati did the same routine, but I think Tati was not as fast as Black Boy. And then, of course, when she was done, we then had Thabang. Thabang, who actually did his own cone very smoothly. I think his was the smoothest. It was beautifully made. It was simple. It was clean, but he was actually very fast too. As he rushed to the puzzle, did the puzzle of the unicorn. And now let me explain. The puzzle of the unicorn is upside down. It depends on the one. It's right-sided and left-sided. It depends on your own particular arrangement. By the time Thabang was done, he was the fastest. We then went to Nana. Nana did the same thing. She was quite, in the works. Girl was, doing the stuff and she was as fast as possible. But of course, at that moment, Thabang's time was still the leading time. Not until Miracle OP came. And I must say something. When every of the contestants who was before him started, he was monitoring everything they were doing and how fast they were doing it. he went on and did literally the fastest. He arranged the puzzle the fastest. He went through the rings the fastest. And then soon enough, he was done with the colored animals. I think there were horses and unicorns. When he was done, he rushed to the seat and sat down. And his time was exactly 2 minutes and 42 or 47 seconds. Yeah. When he was done, next person was Kanaga Jr., another very competitive person. Kanaga Jr.'s heart was literally shaking. Now, for those of you who don't know, the last game that Kanaga Jr. won, the winning was stripped from him. And then, of course, Big Brother said that winner was going to Justin. And it was sad for a lot of supporters for Kanaga Jr., but it is a game. So Kanaga Jr. really wanted to win this one as he tried his best, quoted that, moved to the next one. And he was just moving from there, until he went through the puzzle, went through the rings. He didn't pull off any of the springs in the rings. He went through that and went to the colored animals. When he was done, he rushed to the seat and sat down. A lot of us actually thought his time was the fastest, but his time was 2 minutes and 50 seconds, 3 seconds short of Miracle Opie's time. Next was ipeleng. Ipeleng did hers too as fast as she could, but of course, as expected, she struggled when it came to the rings with the springs. Girl was, the springs they were too close to each other. So, of course, she was struggling to pass through them. Her legs were not wide enough or long enough to, maneuver. And I think her trouser was too fitted for the task, of course. By the time she was done, it was around 3 minutes and 15 or 20 seconds. Next was Justin. Justin also tried his best. He moved through the icing sugar, the sweeteners, went to the puzzle, went through the rings, but he also struggled around the rings a little bit. He rushed and tried his best when it came to the, the colored animals. And by the time he was done, I think his time was over 3 minutes too. Next person was Khosi, the athletic girl. A lot of people have been rooting for her and Yvonne to win this competition because they've not won any of the games, individual games and winnings. So, of course, she started as fast as she could, went through the icing sugar, the sweeteners, the puzzle, down to the rings, and down to the colored animals. By the time she was done, she was at around 3 minutes exactly. Next person was ebubu. Ebubu, I suspected was going to struggle because I've noticed when it comes to games that have to do with aiming with the eye and stuff, ebubu has issues and it's not his fault. And I wish most of these companies that are giving this tax will try to do something better that doesn't have to do with a lot of eye focus and stuff like that. Ebubu struggled with the icing and sprinklers, the sweeteners. He struggled a little bit with the puzzle. He passed through the rings quite fast, and when he came to the table, he tried his best to, but by the time he was done, I think he didn't even finish. He got stuck on 4 minutes while he was still on the table. Next person was Blue Ava. Blue Ava tried her best. I mean, girl was breathing heavy. Her hands were shaking. She was, just going helter-skelter. And I'm like, girl, you just do your best, because if you win, that's $1,000 in just a 45 minutes game. And it is good money. I think in South African rands, it's around 7,000 or 8,000 rands. In Nigerian currency, it's a millions. I think up to 70 or 65 to 75 million naira. Of course, soon enough, Blue Ava was done, and her time was around 3 minutes and 15 seconds, meaning she's still not the best time so far. And then Big Brother had to call Yvonne to repeat her own games, because for the first person, she was actually confused. Nobody really understood it very well until after she was done. And then, of course, the housemates were cheering for her. Of course, even though she repeated her games, Yvonne didn't still beat the time of Miracle Opie. Rather, because if that time that she got was shorter than Miracle Opie's own and she was announced the winner, it would be cheating. Finally, Big Brother had to announce that the hype man has won the arena games, and he welcomed Miracle Opie to the $1,000 club. And that is all for this video. oh my God, I feel exhausted. And they were done and they left. Miracle Obi literally knelt down to the ground and gave the sign of the cross, thanking the Lord. And then, well, that was it. Now, guys, if you're new to my channel, don't you dare forget to subscribe. Click on the bell button beside for notification in every post I make. Don't you dare forget to share comments down below and also share this video. I'm going to see you on the next one.